So I have somewhat of a different video for you guys today, and basically what it is, it's gonna be a cut comp. It seems like a good idea. I feel like it's a video that a lot of people could enjoy, and I had some ideas for it, so I figured I might as well try to do it. What I wanted to talk about today is a topic that I've been thinking about recently, and that is time travel. I was watching this anime recently called Steins Gate. Without giving too much away of the plot or anything like that, in case some of you guys actually do want to watch it, the main thing that happens in it is time travel. And so they invent a time machine and they do all sorts of stuff, time traveling around and that kind of thing. My first thoughts are like, time travel would be sweet. Like, if you make a mistake, you can just go back and undo it. If you learn something afterwards, you can go back and change it. Time travel would be great. That's what I thought going into this series. After having spent about 10 hours marathoning it, I realized something. Time travel fucking sucks. The stuff that happens to these people, holy fuck time travel. I ain't fucking with that shit. No way. There is no way I'm going to time travel ever. Even if people invent it, not gonna happen. And so, you guys might be wondering, you might have been in the same boat as me before I watched this show, where I thought, but time travel would be really, really cool. You could help a lot of people, you could do a lot of things with time travel. And so let me explain to you guys why time travel sucks. Let's say there's a toy you want to buy. And so your mom is feeling good, she's feeling nice today, and you did all your chores and everything. So your mom gives you 20 bucks to go and, buy a game with. On the way you see a homeless man, sitting on the street, has his little cup of money in front of him, and it's really cold outside and it's starting to snow and you feel really, really bad about it. You feel like you want to help this guy. Instead of, buying your toy, you go ahead and you do the incredibly selfless thing of giving him your 20 bucks. And he thanks you for it and he's very grateful and you think, man, I am such a great guy. I can't believe I did that. Yay, me. What you didn't realize was that toy store is actually very close to going out of business. You not buying that toy ultimately puts the toy store out of business. They didn't meet their quota that day. And so now that toy store closes. Working at that toy store was a certain cashier, a Juan Pablo, if you will. And now he gets fired from his job because that toy store is out of business. Juan Pablo goes for weeks on end without a job, looking, searching. No matter how hard he tries to find something, nothing seems to come up. The relationship of the newlywed Juan Pablo and Juanita goes downhill. Without enough financial support to stick them together, the two begin to grow further and further apart, arguing all the time, yelling at each other. One day, Juan Pablo snaps. Juanita is yelling at him because he still hasn't gotten a job and he's just lazing around on the couch, and Juan Pablo snaps. He starts hitting Juanita, and before he knows what he's done, Juanita is dead. On the floor, she's dead. The neighbors heard the screaming, and the neighbors call the police. Holy shit, 131-2 and kill confirmed. That's insane. You guys are gonna see that gameplay soon. But anyway, Juan Pablo tries to run, and he kills 3 civilians in the high-speed chase that ensued. But unfortunately, he's unable to get away from the cops. He ends up going to jail. Because you wanted to be nice to the homeless person and give them money, 4 people are dead and one of them's in prison. And you say, Nader, aha, I fooled you. You thought you had me, but you didn't. Because now you say, well, I have a time machine still, don't I? Why don't I just travel back in time and prevent myself from doing it in the first place? And I say, okay, go ahead, that sounds perfectly fine. How could anything go wrong if you go back in time again, right? So you go back in time again. You go back in time, you go to the store, you buy your toy like you planned, you pass the homeless man, and though it pains your heart a little bit to not help someone, you undo everything that would have happened. And you say, great, now we're done. But what you didn't realize was that one of the 3 civilians that Juan Pablo killed in his high-speed chase was a leading astrophysicist from Germany on his way to a conference, a secret conference, discussing the development of a new weapon based on black holes. He goes to the conference and convinces the companies there in the legitimacy of his project. He gets them to invest hundreds of millions of dollars and ends up developing the first black hole bomb. A worldwide arms race ensues, ends up leading to World War III. See how when you time traveled the first time, you messed everything up? And then when you time traveled again to try to fix it, you just fucked up even more? Devastated at the destruction that has been caused on your behalf, you go back in time yet again to try to fix it. And the vicious cycle continues over and over and over, because nothing ever seems to go right. Now do you see why time travel sucks? Because that kind of shit would happen all the fucking time! Even if we had the ability to time travel, I honestly don't think I'd change anything. I'd be too afraid of changing the relationships and the things that I already have. Even if a bad thing happens and I want to try to make it better, I'm too afraid of what would happen and making it worse. And, it's that whole belief that everything that happens to you happens for a reason, and you do grow from experiences both good and bad. However I think about it, at the end of the day, I come to the same conclusion. Don't fuck with time travel.